Death Watch.
Okay, so you guys had went and a couple of you had investigated the town of Tobin's Hollow.
Yeah, old Overholt.
Yeah. And then you had come up with a plan. Do you all remember your plan?
As I remember it, we executed it to perfection and have now rescued.
Yeah, you were like, we'll just pick up with the after.
Pick up after the rescue.
What previously unknown weaves have I discovered since our last time we played?
All of them.
Oh,
None.
This is where I'm from.
Oh,
So
why don't we just go to that
go to
secret
your
tunnel under your house?
Where you have a tunnel that says 2 prisoners.
Well, if you take the right path, you
Yeah.
go to the prisoners. If you take the left path, you go to the pit.
Yeah,
I see.
I
Pit
dug
of Doom?
tunnels under every
Nice.
building
And to the Pit of Doom.
into the pit.
Yeah. Well, he has to be ready.
Well, I'm from the borderlands, so
It's true.
always
You've
be
tunneled to
prepared.
every major
It's the last place they'd look
and
for you.
minor town,
Borderlands.
city, village.
How can you be from here and the Borderlands?
Well, remember, everywhere is on the border to somewhere. So technically, I'm from here.
Guess
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay.
All right.
Right. So the plan was for Rolk's fate and Adina to try to rescue.
Folkwraith and
Okay.
And you and I were going to cause a distraction.
other way
Close,
around.
but not
You and
quite.
Adina were going to cause a distraction. Me and
All right. Okay.
Because they're the sneaky.
Because they're the
Yeah.
sneaky one.
Yeah, we can't trust them.
It's the same old rope-a-dope we ran at the
And
last
Yeah.
village.
Falk obviously can't be trusted. He's constantly changing his allegiances. He's
Yeah.
dressed in Ilianer gear right now. He's from Andor.
Well, I don't know if we should have them together because he might kill him.
Yeah. But he
if he
might not be
tries
able to
to
kill
do it.
anyone without you there.
That's true. That's true. So
Try
then
to
he'll
kill
kill
him
him
with
with his
Drink.
lance. Yeah.
One thing that I had left out last session, I apologize, was the whereabouts of the deal. As what would you like him to do during this time?
Well, when we were in the the camp, I intended that he would help with the lady who was bandaging folks up.
Brenna?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's a good idea for him to come with us on this mission.
I'd agree with
Okay. And if you remember, the some of the villagers and the woodsmen had given you some instruction on
Yeah, it was a ditch.
a ditch, yeah, that was you could use to get in, and themselves and Brenna had offered their assistance in any way that you would
Okay.
require. So when did you want to pull this off? Did you want to go morning or night?
I thought we decided night was better so that it would be dark for longer if they were chasing.
Yeah.
Okay. And which buildings did you want to go to? You had identified, I believe, you'd pointed out you'd seen the inn
Yeah, the inn and the barn.
and the
Inn
barn,
and
or
barn.
stables.
Stables.
Stables,
And I had figured that the commander of the Seanchan troops was probably in the inn. And we had been told that the captives were in the stables, right?
I don't think we were told that. I think
You guys
Kind of
just
assumed.
assumed that
Because it has guards.
because it's guarded, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, so then, is you guys, we're going to scout it first, or should we just hope that that's where they are and go for it?
I thought we did scout it. I mean, as much as
Yeah,
we
they
could.
did.
yeah, as much as we could without actually going in.
Well, I remember that in a past turning of the wheel, I had went to the back of the building and slowly pried boards out with my dagger and got in that way. Do I remember that?
The wheel weaves as
wheel
the wheel
weaves.
wills.
Roll your old blood.
Oh,
Is that just his class level?
Well, he said all that to us, but it was in the old time.
Yeah.
Talking gibberish.
Well, so for the people that are sneaking in, the time that you had spent watching the town will afford you a +5 on your hide and move silently, or hide, sorry. And if you choose the ditch route, you'll receive another +5. So please add those to any rolls that you make.
Permanently add +5.
Yeah. Now you're always in
But
a
you'll
ditch,
have a
though.
total of a +10 right now.
Right.
You'd noticed the patrol patterns, so that's why you guys are going to get the bonus to it.
Okay.
So, any preparation you want to make before going in? I know you guys were going to go do the distraction part.
Yeah, what were we going to do?
We were going to wait and see if they get caught.
Right.
And then we're going to cause a distraction.
Okay.
I have an idea. I can cast light, and I can do it at 100 feet radius.
Okay.
I figure that's bright at night,
Yeah.
that they might be able to see it. And I might just see if I can stick it somewhere,
Okay.
and we can,
Go the other way.
hopefully lure some people away. But if we need to actually, start making noise, I got fireball.
Well, what if we did light one of these if there was an empty building on fire?
I like the way you think.
Right? Because you didn't want to light the inn on fire.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. But if we were to get a building on fire, I could make it go up.
We want to try that.
Okay.
All right. Will you guys scout to see if there's an empty building? Or even it doesn't need to be a building.
You mean if we get caught, or just to start?
Well, to start, we need to know if it's empty before we feel comfortable using it as a distraction.
No, I mean to start our entrance into the town. Would we light it on fire as a distraction, or would it be a last resort then to
Well,
try?
it would still be the distraction if you guys failed to make it away.
Okay.
We can also fill a wagon full of flammable hay and push it into town.
Push it down the road. Is there a nearby wagon?
Or a hill.
Or
So
is there a bunch of foxes we can tie their tails together?
Hey, a villager on fire can run just as fast as a rolling cart.
Just as fast?
But it's not a
No,
big enough
almost.
fire.
I think
True.
we need to test this.
They'll ignore it.
Who cares?
Or a card on the other hand.
Rafe and Falk had seen that the fields in the area had just been harvested,
Right.
so you can find a wagon
Okay.
that hasn't been
Empty.
emptied yet.
We need a slope. We got a slope into town.
No, this is pretty flat ground.
Might have to attach a horse to it.
And you guys have the
sacrifice
hill
horse.
where I'm assuming you'll be coming from. That's where they had watched the town from. And this is the cart itself is going to be in a field about 100 feet away from you guys.
It will at least draw their attention. I'd say if we need to, you can fireball it. But I don't say that within earshot of these two because they don't know.
Okay. So you each set out to your designated tasks. Rafe and Falk, were you going to take any of the woodsmen at all, or was it just you two?
What do you think, Falk?
They could get us. They could follow us in the ditch, but when we go from the
Hang
ditch to the barn, or to the stables, we should probably just take as few as possible.
Okay.
So just you two. Okay. So you'll head off around the village to the east and north, and then you guys will be south of the village,
Right.
waiting for a big enough commotion that would alert that they've been caught, or what are you guys going to wait for?
I can see through Rafe's eyes if I sacrifice the
that's
right weave level,
Okay.
so I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So which, I guess I got up to second.
So,
Do we see anywhere where they're keeping their horses?
uh,
Are they outside, or do we see?
it looks like there's a field or a small farm that's fenced in to the west, slightly northwest,
Okay.
where they're stabled. The soldiers had taken some of the houses close to the farmyard there,
Okay.
where their horses were, and that's where they're barracked at. So I'll have you do a concentration, Dina.
20.
Okay, so you know that you would need to sacrifice a level 1 weave slot to be able to see, as you know that they are between 100 and 500 miles from you.
Oh.
So, and then we'll have you do one more concentration, and we'll save it for when you're looking through.
22.
Okay, yeah, you got it. So you'll be able to view through the Rafe size.
Falk.
Falk, yeah.
Falk, sorry.
Rafe wanted nothing to do with the 1 power.
Yeah, so you'll see through Falk size. Okay, so
Is all of the world like something out of Candyland or something? It's just so innocent, naive over there.
no, but you do notice. Well, it doesn't say that you have to be directed to whatever he's looking at, right? Like focused on. So I imagine that you wouldn't be able to look around using his eyes unless he's looking in those directions. But you can get that same sense. But you can focus on something that he's not if you wanted to. If you concentrate a little bit, you'd notice that he's focusing on certain areas that are leading up to the ditch that you'll see by the moonlight.
Can I still talk while doing this? Yeah, so I'll keep kind of a monologue going, like under my breath, for Cho'Gath to know where they're at.
Okay. So as you guys get closer to that ditch, you've timed out the patrol, which there was 10 in the town and then 2 sets of 5 around the town that were doing patrols. When you get close to the ditch, one patrol has just left, so you got a little bit of time before they come back, or before the next one comes through. We'll have you for the ditch here. We'll have you do 3 hide and move silently checks before you're out of the ditch.
We get plus
10
and plus 5 to our hide, right?
Yeah, so plus 10 to your hide, and then move silently is whatever you have. Okay.
May I dark unlock one of my hide rolls?
Yes. Which set is that?
The second, or no, the very first
First.
hide roll.
Okay, so what was the first check that you had gotten for hide and move silently, Falk?
35 for hide and 18 for move silent.
And Rafe?
30 and 15 hide move.
And the second?
23 hide, 17 move silent.
Rafe?
13 hide, 24 move silent.
And the third?
30 hide and 20 move silently.
And Rafe?
28 hide, 17 move silently.
And the final?
Final, I thought you
Wasn't
said
that
3.
only 3?
Oh, sorry, 4. Apologize.
30 hide and 20 move silent.
And Rafe?
13, 23.
Okay. So there's only one instance on the second time the patrol passes close where one of the guards doesn't move on as quickly, doesn't stop, but pays a little bit of extra attention your direction, right? As that was the attempt when you had gotten a pretty low hide. But overall, successful in moving through the ditch area. When you get to the end of the ditch, it's a fairly short run to the stable itself. All right, so it's a fairly short go to the stable. Now, how did you want to approach the stable? Did you want to come from let's see. If you're coming from the north, you would approach it from the side. You could also move around to the back, which would be facing more towards the west. If you go to the north side, which is the side you'd be approaching from, you know that that's right next to the inn itself, as the inn sits to the northeast of the stable right there, which from the look of it, if you approach from that direction, it'd be very easy for one of the 2 guards by the inn to turn their head and see you.
Let's see if we can go towards the back of the stables.
Okay.
Is there a pretty decent amount of shadow between where we start at the end of the ditch to the back of the stables?
Yeah. That ditch comes fairly close to it, as you can find some cover in the freshly harvested fields there. It's just from either dirt being piled up or plants that didn't get completely harvested.
Want to head that way, see if we can find a way in on the shadow
leave
side?
Woodsman in the ditch and
Okay, so we'll have you do a single spot and hide. So,
Spot or
sorry, not spot. Hide and move silently. You'll just get the +5 for having spotted or watched the patrols because you're out of the ditch.
Can I make a spot check too?
Yeah.
No. I was hoping
I don't think this is going to be a repeat of your miraculous.
keep rolling 3s.
Yeah, I did
Just
not
use-
do well.
Use Dark One's own luck to reroll.
I don't have that.
Yeah, might.
You can borrow mine. I have it.
So we only have the +5 to hide.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Falk.
20 hide and 8 move silent.
Why don't
Okay.
you clear a trunk?
And Rafe.
25 hide, 22 moves silently.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
It's the old snapping branch.
So
That's more like tripping and bashing my head into the back of the barn.
you guys are
yeah,
going
the
through these
creator.
fields which were freshly harvested, and you happen to step on a mound that sends just a couple rocks. I mean, it's not like a huge mound. It's just where they've pulled out some of the plants that were there, and it's nighttime is fairly quiet in the town, so it creates enough sound that it draws the attention of one of the people in the town patrol. He's looking over there, but it doesn't seem like he's seen any of you guys. He's not like looking directly at your position, just scanning in the general direction.
We'll try and stay hidden.
See what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll have you do one more hide and move silently, as not disturb anything else. All right, Falk.
25 and 25.
17, 15.
Okay, so after a little while, he doesn't seem to hear or spot you, and he directs the patrol to move on there. So you've successfully navigated that ditch and across the short space of the field there. I'm sorry, Adina, you wanted to do a spot?
Oh, I was sort of joking because I was
okay.
seeing their rolls.
Oh.
And so I was going to see if I was going to be able to spot that they were going to bubble into something so I could inform Shogoth to get ready. But it was a low roll. It was like 12.
Okay. You find yourselves at the back of the stables.
Okay.
How'd we get here? Is there an edge?
There's not an entrance on this side, as it's the back wall, where you can imagine the stalls are actually. When you were viewing it earlier, you'd noticed a closed door on the south side, and on the east side there was the double door. And when you were approaching from the north, you could see that there was a smaller door that looks like just for people, stable hand, things like that, on the north side.
Okay.
That's our way in.
Now, the north side, which side was the inn on?
Northeast.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Try and stay as far away from that side as possible.
The stable hand door, you said, was the south side?
That's the north side. The south side looks like it could fit horses through. The east side looks like it would probably be for carriages.
So maybe the main entrances, or I guess they're both.
You know that from looking earlier. Let me see if I can give you an idea.
Well, maybe the smaller door would be better if they're both kind of in view of the inn.
Yeah, we'll have to see
Won't break up
Do you
the
have
outline as much.
a quick drawing of the town or something like that, so we can kind of get a view of which direction the patrols are coming from, and then since we're against that back wall, look to see if there is any way along that back wall we might be able to slip someone out of. Either the boards don't go all the way down to the ground, that we might be able to open up a little bit of a hole, or
Yeah, give me just a second. I'm getting that set up for you right now.
To hack our way in.
Use a guard.
It's a battering ram.
Yeah.
We have to burn our way in.
Uh,
Puts us on a time way.
you could just hold the entire encampment at bay with a Two Rivers longbow,
That's right.
one-handed.
Nobody move. How are you drawing that? Don't ask too many questions.
You instantly go mad from the taint. Not that you can channel, just that's what happens when you draw a Two Rivers longbow one-handed.
ridiculous things we did, and claimed that you could do without a problem. Yeah.
I had to fight for it, Justin. Those stable hands were a little too hardened. I felt like they were like
We're commoners.
they were all moving for hidden weapons and stuff. Like I don't know.
You hear some Resident Evil 4, like, Calderon,
Right.
it's coming at you with sickles, chainsaw.
Weren't you fighting them with? And they had like pitchforks and like just random sticks
I don't
that they
remember any
picked
of
up
the
for
details
clothes.
of why we were there or what was happening.
Yeah, that was one of the points of ridiculous in our early days.
Hopefully we've grown out of it all.
Why would you want to do that?
It's true, you won't remember anything if you don't have those sorts of things.
I think we still do ridiculous things. We just do them within the rules now.
Yeah. Well, because it's divided into rounds, sometimes things happen weird because it's not happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
So when you take a step back and you look at everything that happened, it can be ridiculous or repetitive,
Yeah.
It's like they force open a door, get one in, we close it. They force open a door, get one in, we close, like for 10 rounds or something like that,
Yeah. And some of our tactics, like summoning things onto the back of dragons. Maddox,
Grappling dogs.
didn't you throw your sword at a flying dragon?
Yeah, I almost hit it too.
Yeah.
It was like 5 range increments out, so it was like 50 feet above us.
Yeah. Grappling giant crabs and punching them to death.
No, I just knocked him out. I didn't kill him. I drug him back up on the ship, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only weighed like a ton or something, so I could do it.
And then you guys ate like island kings.
Oh, if we did eat it, I don't think we did.
Kind
You
of
lose
gives
your
you a
edge.
little bit better idea. So there's two
This
roads that
north-
split around. North is towards Justin,
Okay.
and then east would be.
in. So I guess we'd want that one. We came out here.
Okay.
As if you want, I can put you guys on there. So that little kind of sectioned bit right behind the inn, that's the little stable yard that they have for the stable itself. That's where you guys are at. As you guys came out of the ditch from the north there and went under a small little cobble bridge that went over the ditch and then across the field to the stable yard.
It does look like the south door is the best way in.
And you know that the patrol had just passed you. Remember, there was only one that's a group of 10 in the town itself. So you guys have a bit before they come back.
Okay. Should we try and slip in real quick?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll slip around the side of the building and try the door quietly as possible.
Okay. So yeah, it's really easy to keep yourselves hidden from the two guards that are out in front of the inn. Just do a move silently. All right, Falk
20?
and Rafe.
17.
Okay. So yeah, you fairly easily make it around to the south side. The door is already open on at least one of the doors is. And when you look inside, it's dimly lit by a single lantern. in the corner, but you can make out the shapes of people in the horse stalls.
Okay. Do we see any standing guards or anything on the inside of the building?
No.
Okay. So slip in quietly and move to the inside.
Okay.
Still trying to keep quiet to make sure there aren't any guards as we move in.
Yeah, you know that there's guards on the east door. That's
Yeah.
where they were stationed. So just a few feet away. So yeah, you'll definitely have to move quietly to avoid them. So I'll have you do one more going into it.
They're moving into the barn.
Falk
16.
and Rafe.
10.
Okay. So as you guys start to move in, the
Stepped on a rake.
no, not that bad.
Cartoon thing.
You scuff your boot on the door jamb that's there, so that it makes enough of a noise to draw the attention of the guards. I will allow for a hide if you want to.
Should we try and duck down into one of the stables where the people are being held?
Sure. Or whatever's near to me.
As you guys hadn't made it through the doorway yet, as you're in the doorway right now, so you can pull out back around to the side again if you want to, or kind of fall in, like kind of in and to the right, for at least Rafe.
Is there any kind of hay or anything we could fall into?
Not really into, but it's not. You can get into one of the stables.
Keep going.
I think you are ahead of me, so I'll take a step back.
Okay, you're gonna duck
Outside.
around,
Yeah.
and then do you want
And
to
I'll
go into the okay.
stable. Yeah. Hide.
Yeah, go ahead and do your hide.
Oh, you're ready to fight your way out.
Okay.
My dice are not playing fire.
House always wins with these many rolls.
Falk.
10.
Shogoth,
And
get ready.
Rafe.
We don't have our +5 on this one.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, then 15.
All right, 17.
Maybe not.
Okay, so the guy that turns around is wearing the strange armor that you've been seeing. He really just looks bored from what you can see, right? And he turns around, looks around through the stable, and then his slurring voice tells the prisoners that you'd seen in there to be quiet, and turns back around.
Just a box.
Huh? What's that?
Okay.
Okay, so
There's your Dark One's own luck.
yeah,
Right.
it was, he got a 1.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So go ahead and do a spot check for me.
Going out and moving around in circles.
What'd you get?
I got an 8, unless the inside of a barn is counted as forest.
Rafe.
4.
Okay.
18.
Hard to have a spot when
So,
staring.
you guys don't see it, but you do. As out of all the prisoners there's what you immediately recognize. Well, maybe not immediately, but you do recognize it as a fighting man. If you were back at the tower, you would say that was a warder.
Oh.
He's the only one that doesn't seem to be kind of cowed. You know, the rest of them are all either huddled or laying down on the ground, and he's got his back to the wall. And he's watching. He's looking back in your guys' direction.
Okay. But no sight of the sister he's bonded to?
No sight of that. Okay, so you guys, all you have to do is go across to get to the stable where the prisoners are at. Where would you like to start, and what would you like to do?
So maybe, Falk, you should go get the prisoners in order, and I can stay lookout here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send them. Like I'll start working my way around from the closest one around to the far side, sending them to Rafe. And when it looks like patrol has passed and it's clear, he can send them on their way.
Okay. So the first one that you go to right across the way has 4 people in it. It doesn't take much to rouse them. They're pretty excited about the prospect of an escape. They do, if you allow them to talk. Do you?
Well,
Yeah. As they're
Motion
being
to be quiet.
pretty quiet. Yeah, they're whispering, or at least 2 of them are.
okay.
As they're trying to point out the next stall over, right? In which, when you look there, at the this was a fairly open, as it doesn't have solid walls blocking the next stalls over. It's just a couple of beams that go across to separate them. But now you can see a very well-built man who's crouched down, and he's right at the edge of the stall. Yeah, as he is a prisoner though.
Okay.
As he's in there. Their hands are bound, but other than that, there's nothing really keeping them.
All right, so I'm gonna take out my dagger and start cutting him free.
When you pull out your dagger, it makes the sound. No.
A high-pitched ringing.
Yeah,
that summons the
alerts
heroes.
everybody. Huh?
Well, it summons the heroes back from.
Oh, great! Then we don't need to distract or anything. They'll take care of it.
It also summons Cenobites.
Yeah, you can get through the rope fairly easily if
Okay.
you want to cut it.
Yeah, I'll start setting them loose, and as they're kind of getting themselves ready, I'll go set the fighting man free.
Okay. When you approach him, he tells you that first he thanks you for coming to the aid of him and the villagers. Lets you know that his name is Maynard.
Does he have a band called Tool?
No, but he is thinking of starting one.
That's why he was just crouched over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it'd be like half black circle or something.
Yeah.
He's trying to talk everybody out of believing in the creator.
Yeah.
So he is. You can see that he's injured. Him and now that there's some people are aware that there's a rescue. A couple others that are in that stall are offering whatever aid they can give. I mean, he looks like the only person that would be a fighting man. But
How bad are his injuries?
he's pretty severely wounded.
Okay.
He can move, and you would imagine he could probably fight, but you don't really see. You know that if you had taken a wound like this, you wouldn't be up for sneaking or hiding or fighting.
He's one of our best options right now. So I'm going to unlimber one of the sheaths because I have the 2 double long swords on my back. I'm going to unlimber one and give him the sheath.
Okay.
With the sword in it.
Dressed as an Illianer, but armed as a Borderlander.
Yeah, like a Kandori.
So he definitely takes your sword, and he starts unbinding some of the prisoners that are in his stall, and directs them to unbind the others and get them all over here. In the meantime, he asks why you risked your life for him and the villagers.
Well, we ran into some of the villagers outside of town, and we were on our way here to meet a
Was
certain
it Megna?
Megda.
certain Megda.
Okay, at the mention of that, he asks if there was a woman with the villagers as well, a wise woman.
There was.
Okay, and he goes on to ask why you're searching for Megda.
Honestly, I don't know.
But you know that you guys are in service to rescue her from these people.
Yeah.
from the Seanchan.
I can tell him that, but as far as why we're doing
Well,
it,
we're in service to Sheena
Yeah.
Seti.
You've been
or Sedai.
paid
do we
to-
know that it's an Iaceti that we're working for? I thought.
Noble
It was just
woman, I
lady-
guess.
Okay, I'll say we're
I forget whether you wanted to.
Yeah, you guys don't. Well, Cho'Gath and Adina are the only ones that know that she's an Aes Sedai, but
I'll assume that she's some noble lady.
yeah.
But yeah, I'll say we were enlisted by a noble lady, Sheena, to rescue her friend Megda. She'd heard that these invaders had captured her.
Okay. So he tells you that Megda isn't here.
She's in another castle.
Yeah, your Megda is in another castle. Says that he was fighting to protect her, and describes a. So he describes another beast that you've heard of these Seanchan using. One of the ones that they ride that they call a Grolm. He says that he was fighting to protect her, and after he had killed it, it fell and hurt his leg. As that's where most of the wounds had come from, is from fighting the beast, and then killing it, or it falling on him. Says that's how he had gotten captured, and Megda along with him. He says that they had put a leash around her neck, and then took her to Falme.
Well,
Or they brought her back here, and they're planning on taking her to Falme, from what he's heard discussed in the courtyard.
okay.
But it seems that she's in the inn.
Well, can you help us get these villagers out for now?
Yeah, he's more than happy to help.
Okay. So we'll work back to Rafe and see if, Rafe, do you want to take lead on getting them back?
Yeah, I could run up to the ditch,
Yeah.
then behind me,
Yeah, take a couple.
follow up after the last.
How many
episode.
villagers are there total?
There's a total of 15, and then him. So 16 total is what you'll have.
So how about you take the first 5, he can take the second 5, I'll take the last 5, and we'll make runs for it
Okay.
in between the patrols.
You guys want to try and get them to move quietly as well?
Probably.
Okay.
They're getting ready to head back to the ditch with the prisoners.
So my advice will be,
So who's the first set?
I am.
Okay.
Be quiet, stay low.
So yeah, we'll wait until the patrol is passed, and is it far enough away that...
If it's like an old video game, they just would have weird static defenses out here. Like a Seanchan line of people just shooting arrows that you'd have to run them through.
Or like a tower that spots anything that moves.
Okay. Go ahead and do your move silently and hide. And you'll get the +5.
Circumstance, basically, bonus.
So 20 and 19.
Okay, so your group, with some surprising skill, they managed to follow your movement, hiding and moving to the ditch.
Race
for
Rough Raiders.
Ready for Dungeon Master luck when it comes to NPCs.
Yeah. Was that a 17 and an 18?
Problem is, it can go to any NPC.
Yes, that
Now
is
it's
a
open to
problem.
all, yeah. All right, and then who's second?
The old guy with the wounds,
Maynard?
Maynard.
Okay.
He's saying how he didn't ask for there to be a dragon in the Age of Legends.
He is saying it?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, I don't owe that. If there's a dragon reborn, I'll tell you, I don't owe him anything.
Has there been any word of an actual dragon reborn yet
No,
at this
no.
point?
In real
But
life?
it's
No.
prophesied. I think people know about, the common man knows about false dragons and the
Yeah.
idea that there could be a dragon reborn.
Yeah, like, right now, no one's been actually proclaimed, but we just saw Mazrim Tame about, almost half a year ago now?
But Logan.
Oh, yeah, Loghain,
Yeah.
not Tame.
I think at this point there was rumors of a
Another one?
Another one in the Borderlands.
Yeah, and that was Mazrim Tame, right?
No, that one's Rand. Is there? It's
Oh.
Tame doesn't come out until
it's
when he's on his way to Tyr.
Yeah, it's when he was
Yeah.
down in Tarwin's Gap after touching the Eye of the World.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
channeling from
It
it.
was the border, the Shinarans out there that were there and saw it started to spread the tale. Okay, so his group makes it through as well, and then yours.
Stay.
How'd you do?
Good on the hide. Decent on the move silent.
If you get put to shame by a bunch of commoners,
Very likely.
We're just
At
gonna
least on the
switch
move
you out.
silent. Yeah.
you can control 2 commoners. They'll be Ra and If. Or no, you're Falk. So Fa, Ulk. Sorry, Travis, you almost got replaced.
Okay, and then Rafe.
Just want you to know
What do
that's
you want from me?
Or I'm sorry, Falk.
just want you to
I
know
got
that's
a
how easy it is to replace
29
any of you
and a
except for
15.
Shogun.
29 hide, 15 move silent.
Okay. So as you guys are moving, one of the guards from the inn stable area, you didn't really make any noise. Not you, but one of the villagers. Sorry, didn't really make any noise, but he just happened to turn, and he clearly sees them.
What? They're just 6 people out for a pleasure stroll down a ditch.
In a town that's under military control,
Yeah.
there's no one walking.
Sanchan
Can I wave
ditch
my hand and
walks
say
were
these are not the villagers you're looking for?
Sanchan ditch walks are the rage.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, all the blood. Is that-
You make it most of the way to the ditch, though, as you guys are fairly close.
Maybe you'll just take it as a good omen.
But he turns and looks back into the stables, and then you hear him start to take up the cry that the prisoners have escaped.
Here we go, Cho'Gath.
Okay. Do you still got that little map you drew?
It's just of their area, but
So we'll be
That's
going
north.
across that top line. That's the ditch.
So where were we?
so you guys
South, right? We moved I think,
Here,
along
so-
the back of into the ditch.
they're going through over here, right? You guys are going to be down this way.
Okay.
'Cause there's a hill and then this field right here, right?
Right.
And then the patrol had passed. It's off over this way. They had the guards stationed right in here for the inn and the stables.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's get initiative.
I'm glad I gave the warder a sword.
Must have rolled high.
Yeah. So high, I'm going to go last.
Yeah.
Just give you guys all a chance.
Well, we got to set some fires for you, don't we?
Yeah, unless I get to them first. Fireball.
The hand waving is disconcerting.
It's my Tom Maryland impression from the book when he's juggling those daggers or whatever it is. Looks like a crazy hobo.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Adina.
2.
Cho'Gath.
15.
Falk.
16.
And Rafe.
12.
Okay, so from up ahead in the ditch, you see that Maynard starts coming back at the sound of the cry as he directs his villagers to follow the woodsman that he had found in the ditch and starts heading back your way, unsheathing the sword that you had given him. The soldiers start moving in your direction. They draw weapons and form rank before they move.
And how many of them are there?
Right now there's 4, but they're also calling out.
Okay.
And then the villagers will continue moving towards the ditch as quickly as they can. As they make the ditch and start following the rest of the group out.
Okay.
and then Falk.
I will draw my sword and move to where Maynard is.
Okay.
And turn so I'm facing the guards that are forming up, but starting to walk backwards a bit.
Okay. And then
How close was Maynard?
you guys had almost made it to the ditch. He's about 20 feet away from you.
Okay, so I can reserve one of my actions for if someone charges me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, you're at right about 160 feet from the inn right now.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of...
Yeah, you guys have a little bit of room.
Okay.
All right, Cho'Gath.
Okay, so what's the nearest building
So the nearest building
to me?
is this group right here, which is about 100 feet from you.
Okay.
As the field was closer for Adina's purpose, at least.
Right. And do I see any patrols from where we're at?
So you see there's the group, there are two groups that were on the outskirts.
Yeah.
One is to the west of you, a ways, about 80 feet. The other one is to the north, pretty much across the town.
All the way over
Right.
there. Okay.
The patrol that was patrolling the town is to the far west, near the edge of the village.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the reactions from them that they all turn towards the town.
And are any of them carrying a torch?
Yes, they have. They have. So in the big group, the 10, there's 4, and in the small group of 5, there's 3.
Right. So I'll point that out to Adina.
Okay.
Anyway, that's just like a free action, and I'll just pull out my bow and shoot at the group that was like 80 feet away.
Okay.
7.
That is a miss.
Well, but it's dark. So
True.
They probably can't see my arrow.
We don't know
The arrow
it
couldn't
was
see
actually a
them
miss.
either.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
So you hit. We just don't know.
Yeah, you definitely killed something.
If he walks into like the inn and it's a lit room,
Yeah.
he'll see the arrow like out of his neck and then keep bleeding.
Oh my god, where did this come from?
I should not have looked.
One of those,
right.
hey, you got some...
Rafe.
All right. I will prepare my short bow. I'll tell those woodsmen we found there to start leading the villagers along the ditch.
Okay.
And how far away is these 4
They're
Seanchan?
160 feet. Which you can make out the light that they have there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'll take a shot at it.
okay.
So -4, I think.
Yeah.
Plus mischance, probably.
Well, you're shooting into the light.
Right. Miss, probably. 2.
Wow.
Okay. So yeah, they're starting to form up those 4 that you see, and as an arrow goes zipping past them. Adina.
I'll stop looking through the statue.
Okay.
What type of action is that?
So that's a free action.
Okay.
Let me describe the last bit that you see. So you see all of the villagers have made it to the ditch. Falk had just made it to the ditch. Maynard was there. Rafe was up ahead a little ways. The villagers are all heading out of town through the ditch now. And the last you had seen, Rafe had moved up and fired into the group.
light. Okay.
Yeah.
He's an enemy of the light.
I'll pass most of that on to Cho'Gath. The villagers are in the ditch, but Rafe and Falk are staying behind to secure their escape. And then there was one 80 feet away, a patrol with a torch?
Yes. 3 torches, 80 feet away.
I can only channel into one at a time.
Okay.
Create fire.
They all put them together to create more light.
Oh, nice. How convenient.
All right, you're going to create fire. Do you want me to pick a random one, or do you want to choose? There's one at each end, east or west and east, and then one in the center.
I'll go with the center.
Okay.
All right, so this will be at a level 2 weave. It will create a level 1 weave because I don't have fire. And so their torch flames will become bonfires. So that one will become a bonfire.
And what's the space on that?
Where's the size? Oh, 3 feet. So
Okay.
it'd be almost, but not quite touching the others. But it's like, what, 6 foot total? So,
Okay, go ahead. I'm
reflex.
sorry, it's a reflex?
Yeah, I believe that's 13 for half. So 12 damage to those that don't save, 6 to those that do.
And it was a 13?
Yeah.
Okay, so as had happened in the past, the torch that this guy in the center is holding flares really bright and encompasses his upper torso, and he falls to the ground. All right, Maynard. So he is going to offer that they're still far enough away. We can still draw him out, or back further,
I agree.
Yeah.
and tells you that you should head further into the ditch.
I
So
agree.
he starts doing that
Okay.
as he moves off
Can I use my delayed action to move back another?
30 feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can. So you can match it. Well, I guess it'd be a new round at this point, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
So
So
I say he's only moving back 30, and he's gonna ready an action as well in case anybody
okay.
gets mounted and comes this way. So you hear the calls ringing out and being answered now by calls from the inn, calls from the house to the west, and the sounds like coming from the house that you'd seen them going in and out of, and further along in that direction, the patrol or the 2 patrols.
Okay.
For the group that's 80 feet away from Cho'Gath and Adina, there's shouts of Marith Damani, which you don't understand. And there's one person that starts running towards the town. The other 3 start moving. Well, are you guys hiding?
Well, not really.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's dark.
Okay, so yeah, one of them, the guy that's leading the group, is looking around and points up towards the hill, and they start advancing your direction.
Good.
As they pull out their scimitars,
Sissy's weapon.
and 2 of them pull out short bows.
I don't like that.
They take aim at Adina. Well, let's see. You remember if they encountered any type of Marith Damani, they typically don't try and kill them, right? Because they want to capture them. They know that they're valuable.
Yeah, they're like a resource.
But at the same time, you know, that I don't know, like some of them sort of seem to retreat, like when they took.
Yeah, but didn't they try at least?
Well, they had some.
Didn't they have Soldam with them though?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
So we'll.
So and they've I don't know, it's one of those where like they've had to deal with that probably,
Yeah.
like Wilders or something, so they might have a little bit better idea of the tactics involved. But if I haven't started making the land explode already, they might brave it until it starts happening.
Yeah. Give me just a second. Let me see.
Well, since we're determining their tactics, I think they just pack up and
walk out.
walk out.
Nope.
Well, I gave that option. It's there. I just
You just got to make the earth explode.
yeah.
And leave the Iaceti behind.
Well, it seems like they have 2 targets, and one of them is clearly a fighting man who's already holding a weapon. That seems to be the... I don't think they've seen any evidence that she's anything but a woman at this point.
I don't know. They might
They
just.
keyed on it when a torch went up.
Yeah, but torch accidents are like the number one cause of
Maybe here in the.
workplace deaths and
What is it? The Westlands?
And on the Almoth Plain, yeah, where
Yeah.
the fire is a little strange.
So maybe where they're from, only Marth. How's it pronounced?
The Marith Damani?
Marith Damani. There we go. Maybe that's what all torch-related accidents are linked to.
yeah,
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah, it's interesting that they have all these options for if you just walk up and surrender yourself, but nothing if they just approach a channeler that's going to fight him.
I'd say that they might retreat to get a leashed one and a Soldam.
Yeah, that's what the runner is sent
Yeah.
for.
I didn't know surrendering was a tactic.
Yeah, it is.
Who would do that?
It was, I don't know.
Maybe surrender.
Well, it'd be like I could get inside the stable, I guess. But
Yeah.
We'll say that they draw
like Meryl
draw
said.
bows and hold their ground for now. Yeah, so they don't shoot, but you do see them pull their weapons.
Oh, I don't know it, but there's a good chance that being Marith Damani might be a bigger distraction than we once thought. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
They not going to stand their ground. Sorry, they'll move 30 feet to the west, which would be their right, and take cover behind one of the wagons that's there. It's at the edge of the field.
Wagon full of hay.
You don't know. All right, so the villagers and woodsmen go deeper into the ditch. The ditch itself was about 300 feet long, so they have a little while to go, but they're moving as quickly as they can. They've abandoned trying to hide or move quietly.
Probably a good choice.
And Falk.
I'll move back to where Maynard is and prepare for a fight.
Okay.
It's okay. Was it no one to blame?
Yes.
It's just I can't remember the rest of the song. None to blame. Something.
Cho'Gath.
Right?
All right, so how far away are they now still?
So all they did was move to the right 30 feet.
Okay.
So
Behind a wagon.
yeah, behind a wagon now.
All right, so they're still like 80 feet away.
Yeah, right in there. We'll say 85, right, to account for, 90, I guess, to account for the weird lines when you go diagonal. But
All right, so
there is a runner that's out there. He is, that'd be about 140 feet. Well, yeah, 140 feet.
okay. Well, I want him to go bring more people, so I'll leave him alone. And they went behind a wagon, so can I not see them?
You can't see.
Did they keep their torches?
They do have their torches still, yeah.
Okay.
Even the one that is currently a bonfire.
That guy is still on the ground.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
was,
done it again. Another black mark on the soul.
It was, but yeah, you can see the torchlight behind, so you can get a pretty good approximation of where they are. As if you wanted to try for a shot, just impose the mischance.
No, I don't. I want to double move towards them.
Okay. As if you go 30 feet to your left, you would almost line up with them again, based off of where that light is.
But would I be closer to them?
No, you would
That's-
still be 80
I'll
feet
just
away.
double
Well,
move.
you'd go back to being 80 feet away.
I'll just double move towards them.
Okay. So you make it 60 feet.
Yeah.
Rafe.
All right, so how far have the villagers gotten away from me down the ditch?
They have moved off another 60 feet.
Okay, so I'll move 30 feet and then take another shot. Have the Seanchan moved any closer?
Not yet.
Okay. So that's 190 now? I'm at
You
minus-
were
so -4 or -2 per ranging?
It's two.
you were 100 from them.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, 160. So now you moved how far? 30?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Down the ditch.
you're 130 now. From
Well, it's
Are you moving towards them or away from them?
Away. I'm
Oh,
keeping behind the villagers
Okay.
as they're being led down the ditch.
Okay, so yeah, you'd be
So
190 now.
Yeah. So as a 7
Quite a shot you're trying to make.
wild arrows. Well, I'm doing it
Covering fire.
like keeping my head down. You know.
Just put the bow above the
Right.
Like that Chinese
ditch
like
and-
Zen shooting.
Yeah. It just goes nowhere.
Okay.
Form's good, but it's just like
It's
Right
not the
behind.
point of Zen though, Rafe. Or yeah, Falk. No, Rafe. I'll get it right one day.
Go ahead.
Who?
With the shot.
oh, I got 7.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So you can't tell where it went because you're not even looking. But you don't hear any cries of pain. So
I'll just say got one anyways.
got one. Got him. All
I
right.
picture him facing the other direction, just shooting over his shoulder.
Adina.
I'll stop channeling the create fire on that torch, which was still a bonfire, and I'll do a fireball at the wagon.
Okay.
So this is a 5-foot radius, so it's 5 foot
Okay.
out from all of it. The wagon would get a reflex save. Anyone that's caught in the radius gets a reflex save.
Okay.
15.
Wagon succeeded.
Bullet time dodge out of the way.
Wagon's like, no way. Get out of here. I kind of been killed far too much.
Always being used in guerrilla warfare.
11 damage.
Is this
Okay,
D&D
half
fireball
for
where it just
anybody
kinda
who got
goes
it?
out
Yeah.
And then blows it like little tiny pea?
Yeah.
Or is it like
Because I think they just
normal wizard fire where it like expands out from the...
copy pasted it.
Yeah, they-
Yeah, I like the idea of it being from the books better.
Yeah.
So, like, they sort of lob them. So
Yeah.
this was probably at its height, maybe half the height if the distance it's going. So it's like 45 feet in the air as I...
It's like a grenade.
Yeah.
I like that. That sounds better. I just hated that little pea of red
Yeah.
going out.
Yeah,
to
me too. I don't-
place
Yeah,
them
through the arrows
exploding.
and stuff.
Just cast a smaller fireball. Come on, 90. You've no reason to go hog wild.
Oh, Adina? Yeah. Oh, Adina's.
You don't see it.
Can you
God,
see
it's-
that?
you guys might be able to. You're like, what? Not even like a football field away from us?
Yeah, and it's dark. Big-
Yeah. So you might see something streaking through the trees or through.
Yeah. We'd
Okay.
probably see the light at least. You know that you guys have started your distraction.
All right. So, just because you can't see them, I mean, you see that it did contact where you wanted it to. You hear some cries of pain, but overall,
No idea what's happening.
yeah,
And it will catch stuff on fire if all that. So
yeah. The wagon had a cover over whatever it was hauling, so that will catch.
It's nitroglycerin.
yes.
Okay, so Maynard repeats the same tactic. He's going to move 30 feet and then ready in action.
Okay.
At this point, you can't quite make out, but you do hear what sound like different calls going out. You were the Lord's woodsman?
Yeah.
Okay. You may have been around it enough to recognize some type of order, right? Rather than cries of alarm,
Okay.
right? And then,
Sound of someone in authority directing people.
yeah. Falk.
I'll move back with Maynard and suggest that we get ready to actually make a run to the edge of the woods.
Okay.
Because
You guys can no longer see the villagers.
Okay, yeah.
Did they know where to go?
Yeah, they have two woodsmen
Okay.
that are with them that are leading them. Cho'gath. So you saw the explosion.
Yeah,
You heard the cries.
right. So then I want to move around the wagon and hack at the first one I see.
Okay, so when you move around, there's one there who isn't the one is not the command or the person who had assumed command there, but he in his drawl or slow drawl gives up, surrenders.
All right.
As you can see, his companions are laying on the ground, burned pretty good,
All right.
and he is too. Well, he's burned pretty good, but he's still.
Okay. I'll spare him then. Does he or any of his companions have a horn?
No.
Oh, well, I won't spare him that.
As he's got his scimitar, his buddies had bows, or sorry, one has a bow, he has another bow, which he dropped, and then they have their armor.
Okay. All right. Well, if he surrenders, I'll order him to render himself unconscious, and then I'll start screaming at the top of my lungs.
Sleep.
Insults about Seanchan and
Okay.
whatever. Just trying to get more attention on our.
Oh, you were
on
actually
us.
talking to the dog.
All right.
Empress Rot.
So he doesn't render himself unconscious, but he's definitely willing to obey what commands you have,
Okay.
as he doesn't make any move to attack.
Yeah, that's good. I'll just keep an eye on him, but I just
let
want to
your-
start drawing attention to us.
Okay. You can see that the one runner that they had sent is almost to the first grouping of houses. You can still hear him shouting, but it's pretty faint now. Rafe.
Same thing, I guess.
Okay.
Follow up with the. But if they haven't moved any closer, then
Well, unless you want to pop up to take a look, you don't know whether they're moving or not.
yeah, if I can't see them, I'll assume I won't be able to hit one this time.
Okay.
And kill one this time, like I have done all the time before.
Okay.
And I guess I'll move the 30 feet and then ready to fire on anything that comes within 60 feet.
Specify not.
Anything that comes.
Yeah.
They know too much.
Now you notice that Maynard and Falk are standing right next to you.
Yeah.
So go ahead and take your shot. Oh my god.
GM's compelled me to do this with my bad word.
Yeah. No, that's fine. You guys are starting to hear again. You can't make it out either, but you're hearing shouts coming from further to the south, right? If you do a listen check, let's try and hear what they're saying.
18.
It doesn't come out super clear, but it sounds like they're talking about Domani.
Crazy Domani.
Yeah, they're shouting about it.
Domani or Domani?
He can't quite understand.
I wonder how
he
they use
doesn't-
the Domani.
If they were standing there speaking to him clearly, he
He's-
would be able to
he's
probably
still-
recognize slightly a difference. But from this distance, it sounds like Domani.
I still might not be able to notice a difference with that speech.
Yeah, it's true. Which fits with what you guys had planned. Now that you got a crazy Domani that's
A
doing all sorts of weird
She's
stuff.
trying her feminine wiles.
Yeah, they've heard about them from across the sea. Run, the Domani!
Whatever it is, it's apparently scared him off. It's like that South Park ski episode where the chick at the end's like, I just showed him these, and lifts up her shirt, and it's the alien, the mutated alien from Quaid from Total Recall.
Does anybody have any old tongue?
No.
No.
You could pick up Unleashed, I guess, if that were the case.
All right,
Right? Unleashed
Cho'Gath.
Domani. Adina, Unleashed.
All right. So,
I just had an interesting idea of how, like, my torture would differ from your torture in the case of, like, trying to get information. I'll go into it off.
we just did Falk, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Cho'Gath. Sorry,
That we just did Rafe.
Or,
was it Rafe? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Adina. Then
oh,
I got lost in the.
the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
Ah, dang. I think I'll. Oh man, like I'll shout out to Cho'Gath. Like, do we need any more of a distraction, or should we start going?
Yeah, I'll answer. Let's go.
Okay. And are you gonna wait for him, or are you gonna head out?
Yeah, I'll ready an action for when he goes past me. I'm guessing we're probably gonna like do a big wide circle.
Okay. So Maynard says that agrees with your plan. Says let's go, and heads double moves through the ditch.
Okay.
You can see from where you're at on the hill, the groups that were off to the west, they started going into town. Then when they had noticed the lights that were coming from over there, they started moving towards you guys. You see quite a few more lights coming from the house that was described as the barracks. And then you see more coming from the inn itself. And
Really kicked the hornet's nest.
yeah, at which point all of them are moving your way now.
Oh dear.
So overall, you have about 40 soldiers or 40 people moving at you.
It's all right. I can Rambo this.
Nice. John, get out of there. The village... Excuse me. The villagers will make it out next round of that ditch. Falk.
I'll move, double move up with Maynard. Are the soldiers pursuing us at all, or did they just basically
Unless you want to
stop?
look, because
I'll-
you can't hear them.
Okay, yeah, I'll peek over the edge of the ditch
Okay.
at some point during my move.
All right. Yeah, you don't see any of them following you, but you see a ton of light moving up towards the hill, or moving it to the south of the village as they've gathered ranks. You see it from off in the west. The groups that were there are moving kind of at an angle to meet up with the main group that had come from the inn direction.
Do I see any women with them?
Do a spot.
No. 12.
Okay, yeah, you can't quite make out individuals with the view that you have right now,
Okay.
as you just see quite a bit of light, and then a few of soldiers
Okay.
that are moving off towards it, but you don't see the main host yet. Cho'Gath.
Yeah, it's time to run.
Okay, and you two were mounted, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you dismount before you went down, or were you still mounted there?
No, I was dismounted.
Okay. So yeah, you'll be able to make it back to your horse,
Okay.
and or wait, sorry, it would be 60 feet, and then you'll make it back to where you had dismounted the next round, and then
Right.
move. As yeah, okay. Rafe.
Keep following.
Okay,
The villagers.
so you'll double move. So at this point, you guys will make it out fine. So we'll focus on Cho'Gath and Adina here, who should be able to get out. You guys got quite a bit of lead.
Maybe.
Does it look like everybody followed them?
From what you could see, you didn't see anybody pursuing you
I
guys.
was behind
Okay.
all the villagers.
Once we get out of the ditch and we have a better view of the town, does it look like anybody's left in the town?
Not from what you can see.
Should we check the inn for Megda?
If you want to.
I'll ask Maynard, do you know where they were keeping Megda?
No, he just says that he knows that she was in the inn, and he had heard them talking about transporting her.
It's a great risk.
I was going to say he might know if she's still there or what
Oh
direction.
yeah, that's right. I'd forgotten all about that.
He might be a little cautious about it because it's obvious they don't know. But yeah,
All right, so we need to clarify a little bit. As, this hadn't taken into account the water bond. So you guys know from Maynard is that Megda is not in the town anymore. That she's somewhere far to the that'd be west. Yeah.
Even I know that. Even my character.
Are you bonded to her?
Yeah. And I'm a dark friend.
But
Dreadlord?
Yeah.
as you guys are moving through the ditch, he does ask that says that Brenna was helping Megda when she was trying to find out more information on these Seanchan. She had a tablet that she was using to communicate. It's still in Brenna's house, and asks if you and Rafe will retrieve it. Because with where you guys are at right now, if you come out of the ditch, where's that little?
Yeah, you saw you had it. We're like would pass right by it.
Essentially, yeah.
And I think we were tasked with getting that too. Right?
So you guys will be off over here, as you just pretty much have to straight shoot across.
Okay.
And Falk knows now that, from the looks of it, no one's coming towards you guys.
Okay.
Should be easy.
All right, so
Make a quick sprint as fast as we can there and back.
let's see, what would that be?
You'll run into that one, like, orc Seanchan. Oh, what are you doing?
That's the cook.
So, as long as you two don't take your time about it, I mean, if you're mount your horse, you guys should be able to actually get up and over the hill before anybody in that group can get to you.
Right.
Is there any other, like, odd glows that might not be torchlight? You know what I'm asking?
Yes. Yeah, you do see that there's a pair towards the back, as it seems to envelop both of them, though.
Like, they're linked?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Shogoth, there's two channelers out there.
Can you powerize them?
Not at this distance, but
All right.
they can't, hopefully, pulverize us.
Well, let's get out of here. I'll take this opportunity to begin training my horse to go backwards. It's not as easy as it sounds.
I don't know if this is the best time.
It's the perfect time. No time like the present.
Yeah, we'll get out of there.
Okay.
I'll also release the source.
Okay.
I'll pick it up.
Oh, thank you.
You dropped this, man.
It's not my source.
Whose source is it?
My source, not your source. Whose source?
Oh, the internet. That is so old.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yes.
going to bring back some
Dated
nostalgia.
ourselves, yeah.
Oh, man.
Does the Dark One come forward? My source. No!
All right. So, you guys will have about 15 rounds total to get to the house and find the tablet.
Okay.
He describes it. He just doesn't know where it is in there. It would take a double move to make it to the house from where you are. And then once you're in, you guys can do search.
Okay.
Okay. So you have, 14 rounds remaining.
Remember, you got to get out, too. So,
14 rounds is good. They can chase us out.
Do an aided or two separate.
So as you approach,
separate might be our
this
best.
house itself seemed to be the focus of the Seanchan attack. The windows and the door hang, or the windows are broken and the door hangs precariously from its hinges. Several rough furrows disrupt the ground behind the building, as if someone or some monstrous force ripped up the earth. A gnarled oak in the back of the yard is scorched and dying, as are several trees leading towards the hills.
So bust in the door, take separate rooms, start searching.
remember, if you see anyone, stab them and then tell them to surrender.
Will do.
Okay, so You guys want to enter through the back?
Yeah.
Okay. When you come in, you enter into a kitchen. You can see that there's a single set of stairs off to the left, and then in front of you, like a living room area.
I'll take upstairs. You take down.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll have Falk. You move upstairs. Do your search.
First one, a 22.
Okay. So yeah, you're pretty thorough with the little section that you're in, but you don't find anything.
Okay.
Rafe.
8.
Okay. So you start searching through the kitchen area here. You don't find anything as of yet. Rafe. Or Falk, I'm sorry.
19.
Okay, so you move on in to another section of the room. Still don't find anything there, other than the knickknacks someone would have. She does have a lot of different like herbs and poultices for her healing, but
I'll actually if there's anything easy to grab from there, I'll grab those as well.
okay. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the pre-made stuff that she has is pretty simple to take.
Yeah, I'll snag that for her.
Okay, Rafe.
10.
Okay, so nothing other than food items so far.
Start eating them. You're patient. I'm not.
I'll come back down. You're like,
place.
Yeah.
You're snacking on some.
Where is it?
Okay, fine.
Like a 3-year-old, they look around the room once and then say, "It's nowhere."
I've made such a mess that it'll be a -10 just when you get there.
I kind of like the idea that you're just sitting there eating food. Like, yeah, I couldn't find it. Nothing's touched.
That's 3 glances.
Yeah, that's
he's like,
part
oh,
of
there's
his
some bread
character.
here. All right, so this one will finish out the bedroom.
Okay.
Falk.
Another 19.
Yeah, still nothing in here that resembles the tablet. And Rafe.
There we go. 24.
Okay, so you search as you're searching around in a cupboard past some cooking utensils. You see item wrapped in cloth. When you take it out, is the tablet.
Is he disappointed it's not a wheel of cheese?
Yeah.
You could still try to eat it,
Yeah.
but it's also a thing of the power, isn't it?
Not food.
Do they know it's the thing of the power?
Well, he didn't describe it as that, but I mean, if they just picked up on how he was talking,
Can communicate with.
as she was using it, which you see as a stone slab or slat that doesn't have any writing on it right now.
Okay.
But he was saying she used that to communicate with somebody that she was reporting to.
All right. Well, if I have my suspicions about its nature, I'll just handle it like
Like a used diaper.
You're right.
Wrap it in that cloth and arm's length.
Just keep it in the cloth after I look at it.
Okay.
Double check to make sure you're still sane.
Right. The madness hasn't taken me, and then I'll hoot like a barn owl.
You don't recognize that because you didn't come up with a signal, really.
It's the classic signal.
Classic.
Are you perched on a counter when he comes down?
Madness is taking me.
Your head twisted 180 degrees around.
Uh-oh. This just became a survival horror. So yeah, you hear Rafe downstairs making the international, intergalactic, interworldly
Found a magic tablet.
sound that you make when you find a tablet or
Which
the item that you're looking for.
Seanchan also know.
Yeah, they're like, wait a minute, someone just found something important. It was,
But they have a drawl when they hoot.
yeah.
Hoot.
So you guys have spent 3 rounds, 4 total, with your approach.
Okay. I'll quickly grab any other personal effects of hers that I think she might want just off the top of my head and head downstairs to see what the hooting is about.
Okay. So Falk comes down with a bunch of Brenna's small clothes. And sorry. It was, no, I mean, he's got like a bundle of stuff. It looks like instead of
smell
searching,
nice.
he was just.
I was
Come on,
packing.
guys.
Crushed rose petals.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of stuff, but instead of searching, he looked to be looting from your eyes. You've seen looting before, you know.
Oh, no, bad. All right.
But yeah, when you go downstairs, he triumphantly holds it up like do-do-do-do.
Okay.
And I'll toss it to him when I'm like, he carries it.
Here you go. I don't want it anymore.
I'll ask him. Have you been eating?
No, what are you?
There's no food in here. You just see crumbs from where he stuffed his face. But yeah, you guys will be able to pretty easily make it back to the ditch, and then you have a 10-round lead. So
Okay.
as eventually you catch up with the woodsmen who are letting the villagers rest. You almost back to your camp.
Okay.
As, Maynard will ask if you had retrieved it.
We found it,
Okay.
as well as some herbs that she might be able to use for healing and.
Delicate
Okay.
unmentionables.
Huh?
Yeah.
Nothing.
He says that his Megda's interest is only would be the tablet.
I understand, but we have a lot of wounded people here, including yourself.
All right. Well, he's asks you if you can have it.
Oh,
What, the tablet?
Yeah.
okay.
Belongs in the Stone of Tears.
I forget. Were we also charged with getting that tablet?
I believe so.
I get to fight with a warder.
But I'll say, since I don't remember, I'll say I'll have to talk to the one that was in direct contact with the lady that hired us to retrieve these things.
If stone could frown, it's frowning at you now. Falk.
Yeah, she had asked you. Sheena had asked you to accept it, or to find it.
Okay.
Sorry.
If he gets agitated, just throw up a cloud of that lacy underwear and disappear.
Sexy ninjutsu.
No, he doesn't. He
When I
doesn't
thought
push
of
the
grabbing
issue.
stuff, I thought like blankets and coats and stuff.
It was dark. You couldn't see. It's not your fault, Falk.
But I should have expected something different.
Well, it's out of your hands now. It's
Yeah, it belongs to the rest of the world.
yeah.
The metafiction.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all make it back to the to your camp there. He's not going to push the issue if you say no to him on
Okay.
it. As on your arrival, Cho'Gath and Adina are already there. Brenna starts looking through the villagers until she notices Maynard and asks you, "Hey, you can't dig there, bud. Yeah, it's not going to work." Asks you if you'll if she can have some of the poultices that she sees you have.
Of course. that's
Bind,
why I brought them
help
for you.
bind the wounds. Adina, since you know how all the healing works, hopefully off the top of your head,
Yeah. Like what?
do you want to do some heal checks?
Oh, you actually want heal checks? I don't know that.
Well, I mean like the channeling heal.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I just kind of wing it.
As
So rend.
yes, very close.
All right. What level she casting it at?
She's a level 2 wilder.
You just
So
need to balefire the wound.
Like it never happened.
yeah, I don't see why they didn't do
Balefire
more
the
of that.
weapon that
You could-
caused the wound?
You could cauterize the wound with it too.
Yeah, what would happen if you balefired some sword with it strong enough?
Well, I don't think the sword has a thread in the pattern, right?
Yeah.
It
That
would
makes
be
sense.
True.
level 2 weave.
All right. So each one takes a minute for her to
does it?
do.
Okay.
They could.
How many do you want?
She only has one of those.
So
A level 1 after.
12 plus Chandler level.
Okay. All right. So you see Glow envelop her, and she starts healing Maynard.
Do I hear a mad voice pick up and try to see Sayadar?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Just making sure.
You're not doing it. She is.
Well, yeah. Someone else
as-
around me is channeling.
I see. It starts telling you to kill her.
Yeah.
Kill her now.
You'd have to track down the smith that made the sword Bellfire then.
But there's a time limit on it.
Good.
Powerful enough Bellfire.
All the way back to before he was born.
Yeah. At least far enough back that he never made a sword.
That's like a villain's plan for world peace. Kill all the weapons
Okay.
with Bellfire.
So, Maynard is going to request to come along with you guys to recover Megda.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm not opposed.
As you, Cho'Gath, and Adina is recognized just in the way that he moves, right? That he can definitely handle himself. You recognize more of that kind of warder way of walking. Well,
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The deadly cat.
the deadly cat's grace, yes. I'm trying not to say it.
Yeah.
But it says that she's far to the west right now, most likely in Falme.
When do you want to leave?
Um,
Immediately?
Yeah, it says that those Seanchan will probably have scouting parties out, looking for all of us soon. So we should probably go now.
I think you might be right. Try to stick to as much overhanging forest as possible. Avoid the scouts in the sky. They're flyers.
He says that they don't have any in the town. Those seem to be coming out from Falme.
All right. You seem awfully knowledgeable of their tactics.
Me and Megda were sent here to scout them.
Why do you have a slur in your speech, though?
I don't.
I hear it.
But it was,
All right, so yeah, I guess pack up. Inform the villagers that they are what's her name, Brenna, that they might want to start fleeing, possibly east, as quick as possible.
yeah, she says that she'll organize the retreat here, and thanks you for your help in freeing the town folk.
I'll sever her.
Oh, but she just said thank you.
It's for her own good. Now she can't be taken.
This will help you in the days to come. I don't think she'd be grateful.
Well, she doesn't know the horrors that could await her.
Well, I don't know. From the way that it's described from being severed, they don't appreciate that much. Whole will to live thing.
I guess. I guess that's what happens when you basically tap into the creating everything that creates everything. The thing that created everything turns the wheel. Tap into life itself.
So I've got to ask Adina, so how did those people know that you were Domani? I could hear them shouting Domani from across the town.
We're
Those
in
hips.
Era Domen.
She was sashaying and stuff. She was walking in the field back and forth.
They're like, damn, look at that Domani.
The only way they can walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can only move a max of 10 feet per round, but
We're kind of like zombies. Only partial actions.
pick up the pace, Adina. I'm going as fast as I can.
I think it was probably like a Disney movie or something. But I seem to remember like some high school Halloween movie where they were doing some zombie slow dance.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
guess
how
I could
picture it.
get like all fainty. That might actually be faster. Have someone carry me.
So the trip to Falme is going to take you guys several days. As you get closer, you start to see the patrol parties of Seanchan are becoming more and more frequent, to where you, even if you're not on the road, you could encounter some.
Can we like see if there's any like commoners that interact with them, type of thing. So that way,
Yeah. So once you start getting away from their front line right there, everything seems to be as it should be. People are going about their business. There's trade happening. You see, no one is being beaten, enslaved, or oppressed. How long do you guys want to stay off the road?
Well, if we're still encountering patrols, then we probably should just stay off the road.
Well, so you have the patrols that are on there, and then you have also patrols that are off road as well. After the first night of traveling, that's when you start seeing signs of normalcy come back to the surrounding area, as with farmers out in their fields.
I'd say once we begin seeing signs of normalcy, it would be abnormal for us to be kind of like trying to hide off the road.
Okay.
So if we know that they're basically just asking for the 3 oaths type of thing, I think we can probably start faking it.
Fair enough.
I'm just metagaming super hard as much as I can right now.
Well, not really. I mean, the patrols that you do see that encounter anybody on the road, they don't harass them at all. But Maynard can even confirm that they do ask you to recite it, and you see a couple. You can see a couple happen as well.
Okay.
But as long as they answer correctly, then they just let them go on about their business. So about 3 days in, you guys will be stopped by a patrol that's coming through the street.
Okay.
Which they approach and ask you to recite the 3 oaths.
We're to obey the forerunners, to await the return.
I think there was one about
It's like
fight the dark one.
uphold the public trust.
So you guys can do an intelligence check.
And to serve those who return with our lives.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but my character does.
Yeah, so they anybody who all right, sorry, Adina, what did you get?
I have it written down.
Oh, okay. Cho'Gath, what was your intelligence?
12.
Okay. You don't quite recall him. Falk,
17.
you do, and Rafe.
Forgot. 14.
Okay, and you do as well. So you can kind of follow along
Yeah.
with it. Yeah,
I'll let someone else go.
It's like singing in the school play or something.
Yeah, so it's to obey the forerunners, to await the return, to serve those who come home with your lives.
Yeah.
As,
I so solemnly swear.
he
So help me.
Cho'Gath half-heartedly mumbles it. Yeah.
And we gotta do all
Heroes.
the bowing stuff too. What is it, like hands on knees? Or
They don't require, the soldiers don't require.
because they're
that.
not
Yeah, they're not
Blood.
of the blood.
Are you going to have any problem with potentially being an oath breaker, Falk?
we never took an oath.
swore 'em. Yeah, they're just asking you to recite them. They're not asking you to retake them every time.
Well, I think it would be.
I will-
Oh,
word,
because
right?
you said
he
said it.
right?
Yeah.
When I do it,
know.
I'll try to recite them in a way like
With
the
the
oaths are
These are the.
Yeah.
to obey the
Fingers.
forerunners.
I guess you could keep them.
Yeah,
Just make right on it by the end.
That's true.
well, I'll just be serving under Matt at the end.
That's true.
Okay, so
You're playing the long con.
Yeah. I'll be part of the blood by the end.
Ah. As opposed to the reverse, where we usually start off as some sort of Seanchan, like spies or something like that, and then end up Wilders fighting for the Dragon Reborn.
so
Probably breaks all
amazingly,
bonds.
Amazingly, in the last 5 days of travel after that first time that you were stopped, you guys do not get stopped again to recite the oaths. Even though it's pretty frequent that it's happening around you.
Are there any patrols with women that are
No.
leashed? Okay. Because I
Not that you see.
have to take a couple steps back.
As the patrols seem to be pretty consistent. There's one officer and 6 soldiers usually. So the last 5 days, and it's one thing that you can say is there's no problems in the areas that they hold here, as you don't hear of any other travelers being accosted by highwaymen or being robbed or anything like that. And you guys don't encounter any of those issues either. No one gets sick. Everybody gets however much money they need.
Very nice.
I mean, all of those. Everybody gets a house
Man,
and a cart and a horse to pull.
On Ongriel.
Yeah, one of those too.
Yay. Okay. Can I get
Can I
the
get one too?
Okay,
I
I
everybody's
can't use
like,
it, but
Can I get the key to the female one?
let me check my stock. Fresh out of keys. Sorry.
I just wanted to, nudge the world a little bit, not destroy it. A little push.
So yeah, they seem to hold the entire southern end of Toman's Head. Yeah, other than a few signs of past battles that you'd seen, there's no other signs of fighting. You guys make it in the last 5 days there. So has anyone ever been to? Well, I guess you'd be in a coastal city.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd be. Well, I guess you all have actually. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you were in Maine and okay,
Ilion.
Alien. Yeah,
or no, we skipped here. We went straight.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Much to his chagrin.
the fifth day there, you guys about midday, you'll arrive at the outskirts of the city. So it has cobblestone streets, and they are just kind of packed with traffic from either trade or people living there. The Seanchan moving back and forth. There's all sorts of trade, fruit peddlers and produce, and crowded tables that are crowded with commoner and Seanchan soldier alike. There's street artists who stop passerbys offering like caricatures and paintings.
Are there any paintings of like the Seanchan beasts?
No, there's no like paintings of like battles or anything like that either. It's just like landscapes, the ocean, things like that. But you do see them. I mean,
The beasts.
yeah, as they look pretty foreign. Obviously, Shadow Spawn. So
Is it proc your charge?
Right.
as honestly, the town doesn't even really seem like it's occupied by an invading army, as that's how normal it is. But occupied it is. There's tall, square-looking Seanchan ships with high masts that crowd the harbor. They dominate the local fishing vessels that seem tiny in comparison. As heavily armored soldiers patrol the streets on huge, leathery-skinned creatures with wedge-shaped heads and 3 eyes, while exotic-looking women wear dresses worked with lightning bolts lead other women around with coiled silver leashes. Seanchan control the city, or the Seanchan control the city, and it seems that the Falmain are content for them to do so. What would you like to do at this point?
Probably try to find room and board so we can then begin searching the city.
Okay. So, normally, any type of food or lodging isn't an issue, but because of how crowded the city is, you don't see many places that have any type of vacancy. We'll have you do gather information checks. All right, Adina.
22.
Okay. Cho'Gath.
No.
All right, Falk.
I'm gonna abstain.
All right, Rafe.
27.
Okay, so you and Adina both find some information on some inns that have vacancies. Adina, you find one called the Windsong Inn that, from rumors, doesn't really cater to Seanchan clientele, as the one that you find does. Which one would you like to go to? Yours is in the trade district. Yours would be in the harbor.
I have no preference on which one we stay at, but I might go visit the Seanchan one to get the rumor mill.
That's not a
Soldiers.
bad idea. Maybe we should stay in the other one while you go. It most likely cheat at the other one. Don't get caught.
Okay.
I'll go with him, and on the way, I kind of want to resupply rations and some of the other traveling stuff that we need.
Okay.
Have I come close enough to any of the women in lightning bolts to know that they channel, or does rumor take care of that for me?
Yeah, rumor pretty much takes care of that.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll re-describe our description of Magna to Rafe and Falk, so when they're out there, they can hopefully keep an eye for her.
Okay.
Where does Maynard?
Maynard's gonna go with you. Did you want to spend any time talking to him at all?
Well, yeah, like I don't really know if it's my place to ask what his, him and his Aes Sedai's mission were out here.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of steer away from that, but I'll tell him that Sheena said he sent me.
Okay. So yeah, you know then that he's the her warder, and he does offer that they were just sent to scout him, right? That was the whole extent of their mission. They came through pretty quick. So, but after Rafe and Falk go, he points out the direction that she's in, and says that after we secure rooms, he's gonna go and scout that place.
Take Cho'Gath with you.
Okay. So, you move into the trade district, and although in appearance it is somewhat shabby, the Windsong Inn seems lively enough. It has a well-lit porch and lively sounds of music and laughter coming from within. A large, noisy common room is filled with many customers. A fiddler plays beside the hearth as a barmaid dances on a table beside him. The crowd, you might like this one, Rafe. The bar crowd the bar is crowded with customers ordering drinks, and the room is thick with pipe smoke. There doesn't seem to be any Seanchan soldiers about. As you go in, patrons mostly ignore you. Some, look at the armor and weapons that are visible. But after, a glance, they just go about their business of drinking and eating. So, how many nights do you want to stay? Or do you want to book, I guess?
I do. Let's go for by the week.
Okay.
And hopefully between Maynard and Cho'Gath and maybe you guys too, watching where he says she's being kept, maybe we can just find kind of a chance to hit and run it, get her out.
So this would be a call it a good inn. It was 2 marks per day.
All right.
As they don't have enough rooms to fit all 4 of you, the guys, into one, but they have 3 rooms that are available if,
All right.
assuming you want your own room.
So it'd be like 6 marks a day total. Okay, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
So
That's a bit. It'd be, 60 for the first week?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry, I got the rest of your guys' pay. I'll just
So we'll start with Rafe and Falk, as you guys will get to the a small inn by the harbor called the Longshore. As even though it's by the harbor, it's fairly decent, not what you're used to in from like Tyr or Ilion or even Maine. As yeah, so you guys can start your search there if you'd like.
I'll let Rafe take lead on this.
Yeah, so I'll just get a drink and see if there's any gambling or whatnot going on.
Now, we're allowed to wear our weapons in town, right? There's nothing against that.
Yeah, as long as you swore the oaths, then you're fine.
Okay.
Or as long as you can say that you swore the oaths, then you're fine.
Your lies begin to bind you, Falcon.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try and find someone that looks like a wagon guard or something like that and sit down next to them and start chatting with them.
Okay. Yeah, so you find merchants guards. There's also some Seanchan soldiers in here that are drinking as well. There's a game of dice going in the corner. There's a mix of Westlanders and Seanchan.
All right, yeah, I'll just mostly listen to begin with, and my rough plan, since I guess I'm unaware that we know right who we're looking for is at, I'll try to tease that information out in a roundabout way. So I'll just let them talk, and if they mention, oh, we were in this area, I'll be like, what are you doing there? And if they were like, we're getting Marith Damani, I'll be like, whoa, what's that? You know?
Yeah.
Where do you take them? You know? That sort of stuff. But I won't ever directly ask a question unless it relates to something they said. Does that make sense?
Okay. So, go ahead and do gather information.
So 17.
Okay. So, over the course of a few dice games and some mugs of ale, you get into at first watching a game, and if you want, participating with a group of Seanchan soldiers. And they are talking about how you get the Westlanders had kind of forgotten not just the oaths, but like how channelers should be chained and collared. So you guys find out that
I tend to agree.
how can you let them run around free?
Well, I'd be like, we don't. Not where I come from, anyways.
Good man.
Well,
Still-
I mean, they still run around free, but
Still an oathbreaker.
it's illegal for them to channel.
Yeah. As you do learn that all young females are made to put on this collar in the lands that they take. That some of them are released, and there are some that are taken away, and some that have never been seen again. Right. And which what they talk about is they think we're stealing these women, but they're just going back to would that be Shandar? Is that
I think so.
yeah? As they're going back to Seanchan to be trained as Damani.
Well, yeah, like how often do you guys send them back? Do you train them up and send them back?
Well, it just kind of depends. Some of them are going to stay here. The ones that are harder for the soul dam to train are going to go back. And I've heard it takes a long time to train them, but I don't have any personal experience.
Yeah, I'll commiserate with their plight a little bit. Recommend that they should come to Tyr, where they'll find a willing populace to subjugate Ice.
There you
Ice and I'll spin off all because how they do it at the White Tower and just all the
A bunch of lies.
the bad rumors.
Oh, okay.
They say they can't lie, but they'll spin a yarn that you can't tell the truth from a half truth. Blah blah blah.
They can't lie, but they can never tell the truth either.
I'll get sidetracked and I'll be ranting to them about it.
You gotta be careful. You might get in trouble with Aes Sedai though, because they're not Aes Sedai. They're Martha or whatever it is.
They're
Yeah.
Damani.
No,
Meredith
that's a
Damani.
good point, yeah. If they correct me or anything, I probably will, because I'll truthfully be ranting about it. So I'll lapse into bloody Aes Sedai and this and that. And, if they correct me, then I'll be like, oh, of course, sorry. I've just recently took the oaths, but I'll hold true. Count on Rafe.
Yeah, so yeah, they definitely do correct you on that. That they're not. There's no Aes Sedai anymore, as they're all Merith Damani until they're Damani. You during the course of your conversation, though, you do learn that every few days there seems to be a ship leaving to take some newly captured Damani back to Seanchan, and that all the Damani are typically kept near the High Lord's the house that he's in right now.
Well, got what I needed. Have a good day.
As you also learn where that is. It's kind of in the middle. As let's see if we can. So this is Fall May. As it's right here, where it says.
So you pull out the map.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, hey, look. This is not that hard to remember, all right? As I just barely got to this land, and I can remember. Look, you go here, and he starts pointing it out on the map.
I don't think you can remember, because on the map you're showing me, you had to write the arrow that says Soldam and Damani quarters.
That's the map makers. They do that stuff.
Bought it off a street peddler.
Yeah. But once I feel like I've gotten the information, then I'll just try to have a good time gambling and drinking with them for a little while longer.
Okay. Falk, you want to do gather information?
Most of the information I'm gathering has nothing to do with the Seanchan. One, I'd like to find a good blacksmith or carpenter or craftsman that can help us with maintaining our gear.
Okay.
And then also just discuss with them the patrols in the Seanchan and what it's like traveling and living under them.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, no one's really, no one says anything bad about them at all. It was, like they came in, really wasn't a lot of fighting in this area. They just kind of swept through, and they make you swear your oaths or their oaths, but then they leave you alone.
What about these women they're kidnapping?
Do the gather information check.
11.
Okay, so you learned essentially the same thing that Rafe learned as far as that when they take new areas or any new women that come into the area, they swear the oaths, then they put the collar on. Some of them get let go, some of them don't. Some of them you just never see again, it seems like.
Why do they take the ones they take? Do they take the prettiest or
the answer is pretty much all the same, is that they say that they're Damani, and yeah, they take them, and you know that is what the women who are following the Soldam are, right? You've seen them quite often now, and they're the ones
I'm still not going to
people
associate
are.
that Damani
Yeah,
and Damani are
they're
two
the ones
different words.
that everybody says are Aes Sedai channeling.
It's funny that by accident he's going to stumble across that I can channel, because he's going to figure that all Damani are Legion.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that all Damani can channel.
That's the only information that you're able to find out about that, though.
Okay.
As far as the second part, or I guess your first part, close to the inn that you're staying at is the Craftsman District.
Okay.
Which you can find really whatever you need. As you guys are here, and it's here.
Okay.
So, hop, skip, and a jump away. Did you want to do your profession here, Rafe, while you have the opportunity?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead and do those. And then, Cho'Gath, you're going to go out with Maynard, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I do silver pennies, since it's only a day and not a... I can't remember, is it a week of practice, or...
Well, you guys are going to...
Or it's only a portion.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a portion. What did you get?
15.
All right, so we'll say that you'd made 3 out of that 15 today. Or is that 15 for the whole day, or the week?
You make half your check in marks. I just can't remember. I might be getting 5th edition. Maybe its profession was a week long.
Do you want to look through here? Okay, so he takes you through the streets to a heavily guarded area, which, if you're asking anybody, which he is, in that area, that's supposed to be where the Soldam or the Damani are kept in the Soldam.
It's by a week.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll just say that you made 3 out of the 15 today.
And silver pennies instead of marks, maybe?
Yeah. Okay, so when you guys get over there, you see there's an entire Seanchan patrol that's stationed just outside the gate of the tall, ornate stone building surrounded by well-tended gardens and a low wall. Glorious banner flies over the villa for all to see. The house seems to be a hub of activity. Robed servants, officers, and other officials can be seen coming to and from the building all day and even into the evening hours. The quarters that the Soldam and the Damani are in is a 3-story residence that overlooks Falmaid's main street. It runs from the city's east gate to the waterfront. It's large and ornate. A half-dozen Seanchan soldiers stand guard by the front gate in the garden. It's just visible through the gate. Proud women in blue and silver dresses embroidered with lightning bolts lead other women about on silver leashes. Other soldiers and exotic beasts are also visible within. And he says that she's in there.
Well, I have bad news, Maynard. We're not getting in there. Not even I'm crazy enough to try that.
Go ahead and do a spot.
20.
Okay, so you guys are standing. You're standing across the street near like a narrow alleyway, watching where you can see through. And after about half an hour, you see a red-haired woman who matches Sheena's description of Megda.
Oh, okay.
And you're not the only one, as Maynard kind of tenses up and points her out as well.
Well, put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Steady, buddy. Don't do anything stupid." Like
So-
pointing at her.
There she is!
Sure.
Perhaps like his proximity might even give him away to, like, because she'll start having like hope come through the collar, and that might throw him off.
What are you hopeful for?
That's my Aes Sedai. Goes running in. All right, sorry. So what you see there, Cho'Gath, is the golden-haired woman wears a silvery leash in the collar, but has a defiant, if somewhat dazed, countenance. Her leash is carried by a fierce-looking woman in blue and red dress with the silver lightning bolts embroidered on the flanks. When the leashed woman stumbles, the fierce-looking woman tugs cruelly on the leash, and her pet cringes in pain. So they walk out around there, just around the little garden area, in a big circle for about half an hour.
Okay.
And then she takes her back inside. And you notice this kind of pattern where they go out and they just walk around in a circle with them, and then they take them back in.
Okay.
Right. You recognize it as like, walking any pet.
Right.
Right. What would you like to do from here?
Well, there's nothing to do except for report this to my companions, because it's pretty clear that there's no sane way to rescue her from that place.
Okay. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
What's that? 15?
So you in your time that you're spent there, you notice that that Lord's headquarters and this building sit really close to each other. You could, in theory, go from one to the other. From what you can see through that, there's no wall separating the two in the back, except for the low wall that you've seen around the front as well.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be difficult if you get into one to get into the other.
Right.
Okay, so you guys are going to head back?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to have to end here, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably a good stopping point for right now. You guys will get...
I gotta say, Chris, I'm looking forward to the confrontation between Falk and Adina when he asks her about why Domani here.
All right, you will get 6,000 experience to divide among you.
Experiments?
Experiments,
Yeah.
yes. 6,000 experiments.
1,500 apiece?
Oh man, I started totaling 6,000.
No.
It's like, dang.
I think we're still a bit off of those.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.